Picture this. I'm sitting alone in the dark, my hands trembling as I grip the edge of the table. I can hear my heartbeat in my ears, pounding louder than the silence around me. There's a secret in my chest, one so heavy, so suffocating, that every breath feels like a struggle. It's a secret that could destroy everything. I never thought it would come to this. A betrayal so deep that even I can't understand why I let it happen. But here we are.
I'm sitting here now trying to make sense of it all. The house is so quiet, it feels suffocating. The stillness gnaws at me, but it's the kind of silence that fills a room with regret, with guilt. It wasn't just one mistake. It wasn't a slip up. What I did was a betrayal so deep, so damaging, that it shattered everything I thought I knew about love and loyalty. And now I'm left picking up the pieces with nothing but the hollow echo of my choices haunting me. My name is Kate, and this is the story of how I lost everything. Jason, my husband, was everything I had ever wanted. We met when we were young, fell in love quickly, and built a life that looked perfect to the outside world. We had kids, a house, friends, and all the comforts we'd ever dreamed of. But somewhere in the middle of it all, things began to shift. Jason worked long hours. He'd come home late after meetings, after business trips, after weeks away. He promised me that it was all for us, that we were building something for the future. I believed him. I had to. I stood by him, waiting for him to return, counting the days, hoping that when he was finally home, we could find the spark we used to have. But it didn't happen. Slowly, quietly, Jason became more distant. His late nights stretched into weeks. His mind was always elsewhere. When he came home, it felt like he wasn't really here. And I felt invisible. I wasn't just neglected. I was fading. I needed attention. Not just any attention, but the kind that made me feel seen, wanted alive. It was in those moments of loneliness, those empty nights, that I started to crave something more. And that's when I met Daniel. Daniel was Jason's boss. Tall, charming, successful, everything Jason wasn't anymore. He was a man who commanded a room, who knew exactly what to say to make you feel like you mattered. He was smooth, with a smile that made you feel special. It started innocently. Casual chats after meetings, lighthearted banter, an occasional drink after work. Nothing more than that, right? But slowly, the lines blurred. I told myself it was harmless. He was just a distraction, a way to escape from the loneliness that was creeping into my marriage. But Daniel didn't just see me. He wanted me. And somewhere along the way, I began to want him too. The first time it happened, I was terrified. Jason was out of town again, another long business trip. Daniel invited me back to his office after hours. It was supposed to be harmless, just a drink, a little conversation, nothing serious. But then he kissed me, and I didn't stop him. I couldn't. And just like that, everything changed. What started as a moment of weakness spiraled into something darker. We kept seeing each other in secret, every stolen moment a small escape from my life at home. Every time Jason was away, I was with Daniel, caught in a whirlwind of desire, of attention I'd been craving for so long. The lies piled up. I played my part as the perfect wife when Jason was around, pretending like everything was fine. When he was gone, I became someone else, someone who wasn't me at all. But lies, no matter how carefully hidden, always find a way to come to the surface. And the truth was always lurking, waiting to tear through the walls I had built. It happened on a Sunday afternoon. Jason came home early. He wasn't supposed to be back until the evening, but there he was, standing in the doorway, his face drawn, his eyes cold. I froze. I could feel my heart hammering in my chest. The fear was overwhelming. What if he knew? What if he had found out? "I know," Jason said, his voice calm but laced with something darker. I could hardly breathe. "What do you mean?" I managed to whisper. "I know about you and Daniel," he said. "I've known for weeks." My stomach dropped. "What? How?" "I saw the texts. I checked your phone," he said, his voice quiet, matter of fact. I didn't want to believe it. I kept telling myself it wasn't true, but I couldn't ignore it anymore. So I looked, and I found everything. I wanted to say something, anything, but my throat was tight, and the words wouldn't come. The guilt hit me like a tidal wave. How long had he known? How long had I been living this lie? I've been waiting for you to tell me, Jason continued, his voice breaking, his eyes full of pain. But you didn't. You didn't have the courage to be honest with me, so now I have to deal with it myself. A lump formed in my throat. Why didn't you confront me sooner? I asked, barely able to get the words out. Why didn't you say something? I couldn't, he whispered, running a hand through his hair. I wanted to be sure. But the worst part? The part that's killing me. He looked me in the eyes, tears brimming in his. I was going to forgive you. I wanted to forgive you. I felt like I was falling. The ground beneath me was disappearing. I don't deserve your forgiveness, I choked out. I know, he said softly, his voice almost defeated. But it's not just about you, Kate. It's about us. What happens now? I didn't know what to say. How do you fix something that's been broken so completely? How do you ask for forgiveness when you know you don't deserve it? Jason wasn't angry. He wasn't yelling. He was just broken. The pain in his eyes was more than I could bear, but it wasn't just his pain. It was the realization that I had lost everything. The trust, the respect, the love. I had torn it all down. The consequences were coming for me, and there was no escaping them. Jason left. He didn't slam the door or shout. He just walked away, the weight of his silence heavier than any words. And I knew, deep down, that he wasn't coming back. Not the same. Not after what I'd done. Daniel? Once Jason knew, once he confronted me, Daniel disappeared. He no longer cared about the affair. He didn't want any part of the wreckage. And why should he? He was just another man I used to fill the void I had created in my own life. So now I'm sitting here, trying to piece together the wreckage of my own choices. I lost Jason. I lost my family. And I lost the person I used to be. I thought I could get away with it. I thought I could get away with it. I thought I could lie and keep things hidden. But the truth always comes out. And when it does, the consequences are brutal. I can never go back to the way things were. Even if Jason ever comes back, even if he forgives me, things will never be the same. The trust is shattered. The love is tainted.
And that's something you can't fix. So here's the lesson. Betrayal isn't just a moment. It's a decision that has far-reaching consequences. Once you break something, once you destroy someone's trust, it's gone. It's not just a mistake. It's something that changes everything. Forever.
And that's the hardest part. The consequences don't just follow you for a little while. They haunt you for the rest of your life.